Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of SUI, AVAX, HBAR and Dogecoin. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And I have also currently a campaign with Bitunix, so if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description, you just not save 20% of their fees, you can also deposit money into Bitunix and you get a futures bonus. Means if you deposit $100, then you get a $20 future bonus, and with that you can open trades. So I think it's very nice because you get that future bonus in addition to the lower fees. And you will also find in the video description a referral link for mexc. So if you want to trade on mexc, I also provide you there a 20% discount for their taker fees. So let's talk about SUI. We have already said that we have a support box at $3.07 to $2.86. We also had chart patterns which directed us into that box. We went there and we also saw support. Here is the V-shaped recovery. So in the end of the day, I have also told you that in a video 2 days ago, we have formed in bright blue a falling wedge. The falling wedge looked a bit different 2 days ago because we didn't see that sell-off here, but we have also said that we can change the lower trend line by the angle of this low. So basically, what do I think? I think we got a breakout and a retest with a follow through. So basically, what does this mean? We got a breakout over the falling wedge, we got a retest. Here's the follow through. Now we are currently at resistance at $3.30. So I think that we can get another pullback, which can even reach prices down to $3.12. So if we get that kind of retest of support, and afterwards this breakout should happen in my opinion. If we lose the $3.12, that's why I will make this trend line red. We have the good chance breaking to the downside again and see the support box. Maybe even a lower low. Might be possible, but so far the falling wedge which we broke to the upside looks so far good to me. It doesn't look like a fake out to me. And in my opinion the target is $3.67. So if we get another breakout over currently $3.30 over this white trend line, then I can increase my position size for SUI. That's why I will make this trend line green. Then $3.39 is going to be the next target. And then we have to see what we are going to form. Maybe this is an inverted head and shoulders formatation, which we afterwards break to the upside, and then we have another target. So what can also happen is that we get the pullback right now and break afterwards to the upside. Then this here was also the inverted head and shoulders formatation. So I want to see if we get a pullback right now, then I think $3.12 should be realistic. If we break the $3.30 to the upside, then it would be positive. But then we have to see if we break the $3.39 to the upside, because we have the chance getting two different kind of inverted head and shoulders formatation. And the first one, like I said, would be we get the pullback right now, or we break to the upside and get a pullback afterwards. But I think we can reach for higher prices, even up to the fair value gap, which we can see is at $3.85 to $3.75. So I will put you here the price tags. This is the maximum target, I think, which can get hit. But in my opinion, taking profits earlier, step by step, is far more better, also far more smarter in my opinion. So Avalanche. Difficult to trade because I don't see a structure here. It might be possible that here it is just the trend line, but it's just to show you that this here can be an inverted head and shoulders formatation, which we broke to the upside, which we retested it, follow through. So if that is the case, then we already hit the target. What I think we have right now is a triangle in orange. So if we break it to the upside, and we are currently at a price level where I would say it will get decided maybe in the next hour if we break to the upside or downside. So if the $20.95 breaks to the upside, then I think we can get another top for AVAX. $21.38 is going to be the target of that triangle, but I think we can reach the support box, which is between $21.50 to $21.70. We have also, that's what I forgot in the beginning of this video, we have also made community posts. So 2 days ago I opened some small long positions for Ethereum, Solana, Tau, Render, Kaspa, SUI, HBAR, ONDO. Those long trades are very speculative and just for a small bounce. I'm not going to hold it for a longer time period. I'm going for the fair value gaps and trying my luck catching the falling knife. So here was my long entry. I have seen that many coins are at support. Many coins filled fair value gaps, and we also created fair value gaps over us. And I think that the push of yesterday should be done soon. I didn't expect that I catch the low, but yeah, I expected a bit more to the downside before we then push to the upside, because I was already expecting a V-shaped recovery for most coins. So I closed my trade right here. Was it smart? Not for AVAX. For the other coins, yes, but not for Avalanche. But it's okay. It was still a nice bounce. 7.5%. Awesome. Also yesterday, like I said in yesterday's video, I won't do any update today. This was yesterday. Because I don't see any chart patterns or structures which are worth to talk about. I just closed my long positions from yesterday. We hit most of the fair value gaps, and some coins are also in resistance. For example, Avalanche, where we are close to resistance. Yeah, I didn't take profits right at the resistance. I took them a bit earlier because we got afterwards a pullback. That's what I have also told you here. Since we went up without any pullbacks since several hours, I can imagine getting one soon. That's why I closed all my longs and did a tasty swing trade. We got afterwards, I think 2 hours after I have did my community post, a pullback. But this pullback is for sure, yeah, let's say a weaker pullback. Means we are bullish. I personally was thinking, okay, fair value gaps got closed. We still had one here. But since we are at resistance, I rather take profits now before we even sell off for lower price. And then my profits are gone and I would be even in losses if I don't save my trade with the stop loss at break even. That's why I did the safe thing, and I went to sleep the day before, woke up a few hours later, 7.5% without leverage. Now put leverage on it. So basically this was a very tasty trade in my opinion, and I don't have to catch every single penny for sure. This move to the upside, it was actually, yeah, not predictable for me because we saw here the breakout, but we didn't get a retest at the support again. So basically this was not tradable for me, but it's still nice that AVAX made a good move to the upside. I can still imagine that we get a pullback because we have also here fair value gaps, small ones. So basically if I put this target to the downside, then you can already see $20.45 is also possible. Afterwards we can even push more to the upside. So no chart patterns for AVAX and so on, but for HBAR. So we see lately for HBAR so many head and shoulders formatation. Here was one, shoulder, head, shoulder. Here is one, inverted head and shoulders formatation. Here is one, head and shoulders formatation. So basically so many head and shoulders formatation. What I can tell you is that we broke in head and shoulders formatation to the upside, which I think is positive. And now we can look how far the target is away. So the target is 17 cents, 17.26 cents. And if we take the green trend line, which we have up here, and we make this one longer, this is going to be resistance. Then you can also see with this resistance here as well, that we have a cross. And this cross is at 17.4 cents. So I think HBAR has the good chance pushing to 17.4 cents before we sell off. We also have formed a rising wedge which we broke to the downside, which we retested once, which we retested twice. This rising wedge is on the 50 minutes chart. It's also very small, very sharp, so I don't use this as a safe entry. This is just an orientation for me to say, okay, here was the breakout, here was the retest, here it's long. And now we have to see if we are going to get a pullback and afterwards push to the upside again. That's why I put that rising wedge in orange on the chart, not to trade it. So you already see that since we have formed many head and shoulders formatation, this is one left shoulder, head, right shoulder, bearish pattern, but we broke to the upside. So we invalidated this pattern before even breaking to the downside. So this can always happen, that we just form bearish patterns, or in the opposite way, we can form bullish patterns, but they don't have to break. They don't have to get activated. They can also get invalidated before the breakout. So I would take out the 16.46 cents as support. With this push to the downside, we got to the target of that head and shoulders formatation, so I can take this one out as well. I will still keep that support. And with this push to the downside, we have also hit the target of an old rectangle, which was here. This was here, the rectangle. We hit that target as well. That's why I've told you rectangles are unique. And I've also told you when we were here that we can push to the upside. We can even push more to the upside, but we should get into that target afterwards. And that's what I have said, I think, 1 week ago. This happened. So I can take this one out as well. And now we still have a target ongoing to the downside. But if we go into the 1 hour chart, then you can already see that an old head and shoulders formatation, we got into the target with this push here. I can take this one out, I can take this one out. We just have one target left, 15.4 cents. No other bearish pattern is telling us another drop. So I think that for HBAR, it might be even possible that this was our low. And if we sell off again, then it's just going to be a pullback and afterwards a nice push to the upside. So I don't want to give false hope. That's why we will look into chart patterns. And the chart patterns are telling me that we can even reach prices up to 17.4 cents. Afterwards, we have to see if the 17.4 cents breaks to the upside, then it would be super positive and we can reach for prices up to 18 cents for HBAR. But if we lose the 16.6 cents again, then I would even say we can drop to 16.3 cents, afterwards 16 cents for HBAR. So let's jump into Dogecoin. Dogecoin did a nice move to the upside. We have also filled the fair value gap where we have here the big circle. So I can take this one out. We filled this almost completely. And in my opinion, we got to the target of the triangle or bearish pennant. So if we just take this sell off here and we put it to the breakout point, then you can see that we hit that almost. If we take it to the retest point, then you can see we hit it perfectly. That's why I like to take the length to the retest point and not to the breakout point. Here's the breakout point. Here's the retest point. And you can see it matches perfectly. So I can take this one out as well. So I will still keep that dark blue trend line in the chart, but instead of having it dark blue, I will make this one green. because I think this is a good resistance trend line. If we break it to the upside, which is currently the price mark of 19.1 cents, then I would say 20 cents are going to get incoming, and afterwards even the fair value gap up to 21 cents, 21.3 cents for Dogecoin. The whole structure which we got now is kinda corrective within a rising wedge. So if we break the rising wedge to the downside, which is the price mark of 18.4 cents, then I think we have a good chance getting back to 17.45 cents. If we break the 17.45 cents to the downside, then I think we have a good chance getting a lower low than this one for Dogecoin. So I hope that I gave you some valuable information with today's update, and yeah, today we got some more chart patterns. We will get more in the next days, but now we have kinda idea how the market is going to go. Because if we get a sell-off like this and we get a price movement to the upside like this, then we can't say anything about where the coin is going to go. We can get a pullback and afterwards a follow through, or we can push to the downside, get a lower high and push to the downside. So we didn't build up any kind of chart patterns yesterday, so I haven't done a video. That's why I want to wait, and if I don't know what to do, then I rather take my fingers out of trades instead of getting into FOMO. Yesterday we have talked about long positions, that's why I made the community post, and that's why I think they are valuable as well. Took long positions right here and sold them right here. And that's what I have done for all the coins, because all the coins went almost the same. We got afterwards a pullback, which I have also said should happen afterwards. But this push to the upside was unexpected for me as well. But also, if we would have broke from the down to the downside from here, then it would be unexpected as well. Now we have some chart patterns where we can measure the price movement in the future far more better. So we see each other in the Render, Tau, Kaspa and ONDO update, which is also going to get very interesting.